Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will be discussing about selection. Selection is the process of picking individual with requisite qualifications and competence to fill jobs in the organization. Recruitment and selection are the two crucial steps in the HR process. Recruitment refers to the process of identifying and encouraging prospective employees to apply for jobs. Selection is concerned with picking the right candidate from a pool of applicants. Selection is negative in its application, as it seeks to eliminate as many unqualified applicants as possible in order to identify the right candidates. Let us have a look on short video on selection. Selection process. Selection is a long process, commencing from the preliminary interview of the applicants and ending with the contract of employment. First step is preliminary interview. The purpose is more or less the same as scrutiny of applications, that is, elimination of unqualified application. Scrutiny enables the HR specialists to eliminate unqualified job seekers based on the information supplied in their application forms. Preliminary interview helps reject misfit for reasons which did not appear in the application forms. It's also called courtesy interview, is a good public relations exercise. Next step is selection tests. Job seekers who pass the screening and the preliminary interview are called for tests. Different type of tests may be administered depending on the job and the company. Tests are used to determine the applicant ability, aptitude and personality. Ability test assist in determining how well an individual can perform tasks related to the job. An aptitude test helps determine a person's potential to learn in a given area. The next step in the selection process is employment interview. Interview is a formal, in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate the applicant acceptability. It allows a two-way exchange of information. The interviewers learn about the applicant, and the applicant learns about the employer. It has three objectives. It helps to obtain additional information from the applicant. It facilitates giving general information to the applicant. It helps in building the company image among the applicants. Next step is reference and background checks. Many employers request names, addresses and telephone numbers, or reference, for the purpose of verifying information and gaining additional background information on an applicant. When the labor market is very tight, firms sometimes hire applicants before checking references. Reference checks cover the following: criminal record checks, previous employment check, educational record checks, credit record check, civil record check, union record check, character record check. Moving on to next step, that is selection decision. After obtaining information through the preceding steps, selection decision, the most critical the step must be made. The final decision has to be made from the pool of individuals who pass the tests, interviews and reference checks. Moving on to next step, that is physical examination. After the selection decision, and before the job offer is made, the candidate is required to undergo a physical fitness test. A job offer is contingent upon the candidate being declared fit after the physical examination. There are several objectives behind a physical test. One reason for a physical test is to detect if the individual carries any infectious diseases. Second reason is whether an applicant is physically fit to perform the work. After medical examination, job offer is given to those applicants who have crossed all the previous hurdles. Job offer is made through a letter of appointment. Such a letter generally contains a date by which the appointee must report on duty. After job offer, contracts of employment in the form of documents need to be executed by the employers and the candidates. It contains job title, duties, date when continuous employment starts, rate of pay, allowance, overtime, hours of work, holiday arrangements, grievance procedure, disciplinary procedure, work rules,